We're live. Welcome. I sound like Kamari, cuz. welcome. Shout out to our brother Kamari. What's good, y'all? This is the Friday Live brought to you by the Hood. I got my partner Crowd Courtney. What's up, bro?
Chilling, man. Everything is everything.
Everything good, man? You all right?
I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'll be good, man. I can't complain, man. Life has been
You know,
life has been treating me good. I ain't gonna let a little bit of pain be the end of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, no doubt. We're giving our folks a couple minutes to get in here. Um, if you're joining us, please let us know who's here. Please do me a favor and hit the like button, the love button, to show us a little bit. I don't care if you're on YouTube or Facebook because that's where we are streaming. But do me a favor, hit the like button, love button, because I know we're in our group, and it helps put this episode in front of more folks. We're not gonna be here too long. We're just gonna have a quick conversation, do our giveaway. You know what I mean? And let's see what is here. Latoya's in the building. What's up, Latoya? Jose's here. Jose. GC is in the building. GC was good.
Yeah.
Mojo. Mojo, what's good? Mojo, how you been?
Hey, what's going on, Mojo?
Tanelia is here. Tanelia. Sam is in the building. Sam. Tanelia, by the way, I'm about halfway through. I think it was you who told me to read the book, The Alchemist, the one about the bankers, not the Quillo book, but the other Alchemist. I think that was Tanelia. But if it was, shout out to you because I'm about halfway through and it's definitely a good read. I see nobody's hitting the like button though. Do me a favor, hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, we miss you too, Mojo. We miss you too. How you been? Glad that you were able to join us. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a quick convo. We're gonna do our giveaway. Our brother Cajon is in the building. Cajon was good.
Toya, I've been struggling with some back and some shoulder and some hip issues. I'm gonna shoot you a text message. I need to get on the Zoom with you and send you some stuff.
All right, yeah, Toya too. Also, Toya, I sent you an inbox. Ain't nothing important. It's about a TV show, but make sure you make sure you check your inbox. I'm just gonna keep it real. It's about a TV show, but it is what it is. But yeah, man. Thank you people for pulling up with us this Friday. I see a lot of folks are pulling in. But as you come in, let us know who's here. Please hit the like button. I know haven't been here in a couple weeks, right? And we generally here every Friday. For those that don't know, over the last couple weeks, I was battling COVID. Like it finally caught up to me. I ducked it for like 2.5 years at this point. How long has it been? When COVID started? I don't even I lose track of time, bro.
2019.
2019?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. End of 2019, beginning of 2020 is when it started.
Yeah, man.
I
had it. I was in the hospital in October of 2019, and
yeah. So I ducked it as long as I did, and it finally caught up with me a couple weeks ago. And I don't wish that on nobody, yo. Like, I mean, I'm cool now. My tests are negative and all that, but it's still having an effect. So, I'm getting there though. I'm back outside, but so that's where we've been. For those that have asked, was battling that, dealing with some stuff, but we back here now nonetheless. You know what I mean? Like, so I know that our Wednesday podcast, we also haven't dropped that in about 2 weeks, but we have been keeping the content going on our channel, our pages and things like that. There is still content, but we haven't put out a new podcast, and we haven't been on our Friday show. So, just want to keep you guys updated. Shout out to everybody that did find out, because everybody didn't know, because I got low, not intentionally, but it's like, yo, this Jones kicking my ass, bro. Like, I was like, yo, I couldn't get on, like, no sort of platform and talk or have anybody, but folks did reach out to me, and I want to say thank you. You already know I love y'all, man, but folks that found out, they showed love, checked on me, so it's definitely appreciated. But I'm cool now, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. I'm doing well. But I definitely don't wish that on nobody, bro. Like, real talk. Come on, what's good? All right, everybody, folks here. As you do me a favor, hit the like button when you come in. Rock Noxious is here. Karan, what's good, Karan? Hey, Jamil. All right, so she got the message, Latoya. Yeah. And Rochelle is in the building. What's up, Rochelle? How are you? And Cookie, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that, man. Let me see. 5 grades into my second round of that 19. Sheesh. See, I hate people be like, I'm on my second round. I was talking to who's I talking to? I was talking to Malik yesterday, as a matter of fact. And we were just talking, checking on each other, whatever. He's like, yeah, man, because I think I had it 3 times. I said, what you mean 3 times? He's like, well, I know I had it twice. I think I had it another time. I'm like, yo. So, I guess it's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. Folks be in, multiple rounds. But Rock, man, get well.
Yeah, man.
Get rest and get well, man. Because what I tell you is my first time, bro. I had the chills. That joint was a crazy rumble, but had it back in July. Definitely ain't the biz at all. See, Jamil had it. Yeah, everybody done had the jump, man. Appreciate that, Rock. Mojo had it twice.
Lord.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying at this point, dog. It's like, who hasn't had it, man? And that's the thing I didn't know, Core. When certain folks were like, damn, where you at? Like, first of all, it's also funny how, like, online, if people don't see you for a couple of days, they, like, ask you, what's going on. I mean, I guess that's kind of dope, too.
Yeah, man.
In that, when I tell them, like, look, I'm battling COVID, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I had that. I had it once. I had it twice. Like, at least the first person to say 3 times. But my point is, I didn't recognize just how many folks have rumbled it.
Yeah, I haven't officially had it because when I was in the hospital 8 days, and they couldn't tell me what was going on with me.
Yeah, that joint is definitely no fun, bro. In GC, you like 16, bro. I'm joking. I know you were young. I know you're younger, but you probably had it, didn't even know it. Yeah, I mean,
right.
You probably had
the sneezed and it was gone.
Yeah, he probably had the asymptomatic job, man.
He was like, "I chew," and then he was done with it.
Yo, but the one thing that did give me time to do though, like, is really just like chill, take a step back. Wasn't doing too much of nothing in terms of work and all that. But I did some good reading in, man. I think in the last 2 weeks I probably finished like 4 books, bro. Like, I've been able to get some good reading in, do some more studying, buy some more Bitcoin. Read a couple Bitcoin books. You know what I mean? Like, And with that being said, though, I was thinking about something because I was in my studies. I'm thinking about doing like we did a couple years ago. We put it in our community and everything. Just do like a free masterclass.
Just have a 2-hour AMA, 2 or 3
Yeah, because
hour AMA.
the reason I was thinking about doing that is because like I was looking at the one we did before, and I got all kinds of other ways to get free sats, all kinds of other stuff that I'm doing. Like the thing about crypto is crypto moves so fast.
Let's do it.
Some of this, yeah. So I'm thinking about doing it. I got to think of a day, but I'll put it out there for y'all. Like, what I mean? This is a jaunt. This free, no charge. But just a way to kind of give back because you guys do support everything that we do and it is appreciated. So for tonight though, we're gonna come and have a quick conversation about one of the biggest topics that's and I know we talk about Black wealth, but this is also about Black wealth. I could tie anything to Black wealth, but this really is about Black wealth because Black wealth isn't just dollars and cents. But it's been a topic that I see a lot of folks talking about online. I haven't really weighed in too much. I did our sports show last night and I talked about that, but talked about it on air. But outside of that, haven't really given a lot of thoughts to it. I don't even know what your feelings are, Corey. You've been real low and quiet about it. So, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start with you. But the question is, did Deion sell out? Right. I want to hear your opinion on this. Like, for those who've been living under a rock who don't know what we're talking about, is Deion primetime, arguably a top 5 to 10 NFL player of all time, who was a coach at Jackson State up until a couple weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, decided to take a job at a bigger school in Colorado, and left Jackson State. So I see a lot of folks calling him a sellout. Jamil, sports show. So I got I own a sports media company with a couple of my other partners. Go check it out. It's warroomsports.com, WARROOMSPORTS, warroomsports.com. It's a bunch of content there. But nonetheless, though, so I've seen people call him a sellout. I've seen it get real nasty online too. That's the crazy part. Like, that bothered me a little bit. Like, we can't even have like a real conversation and disagree. It escalates just the way it does in real life now. Online is like that too. It's crazy, bro. Like, I saw some crazy conversations. So I said, I'm gonna sit here and just wait, to hear your perspective. And I was looking to see if Corey's gonna say something. I'm like, yo, Corey ain't really weighing at all. I know you got thoughts.
Of course, I got thoughts.
You kept it low. You kept it low, though. You kept it low.
Yeah. So I didn't have thoughts that I wanted to. I had thoughts that I didn't really want to share to the internet because
thoughts about the whole story, man. Break it down. Break down what your thoughts are, or how you felt when you heard the news. Like, what was
I didn't feel anything when I heard the news, which is why I didn't comment on it. I didn't feel anything because to me, it's a story about a man who made promises. He came in on a mission, and once he got there, the mission changed. So that's how I see it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Deion meant everything he said when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got there and seen that the people on the other side wasn't, as passionate about the mission as he was. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's my perspective on it. And then, the mission didn't change. I don't think the mission changed at all. I think Deion really meant what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he could accomplish it where he was at because the people where he was at wasn't as passionate about his mission as he was.
Okay. Okay. So
So
you don't really.
I don't think it's about money. I don't think it's about HBCUs. I don't think it's about any of that. When a person is passionate about something and has a vision and a mission, I don't think he cares whether we care about his mission or not. I think his mission is his mission, and I think he's going to carry that mission out, or he's going to carry that mission out to success or failure. And I
Okay.
don't think anybody is. I don't really care. I don't think he really cares about anybody's opinion of how his mission gets done or not done.
Yeah. When you
So,
mission focus, you really can't care about what people feel, right? You know what
so,
I mean?
and that's really where I think Dion is at.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I
so in
don't,
that though, let me ask you this question: is in that because I'm not even really pushing back because I'll give my perspective in a second. But in that, what do you think that mission is, though? I mean, you're going
I
to.
think that mission is to help Black athletes succeed at the next level. But he could do that at any school because every school in the country is 70% Black kids, 70 to 80% Black kids. I don't think he
You
sees the
mean what in
mission the
football
same.
or in the school?
Football.
Okay, I'm about to say because Colorado, I just looked at the data. I was like, I didn't know that their college is like is over 95%
White.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
I
So
went to a 95% white school that had a 70% Black football team. So I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
So it's not for me. The mission for him doesn't change.
All right.
His
So
mission
my
was
perspective
different.
is a little different. Is not. I don't think he's a sellout either. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That was kind of a trolling thumbnail because I thought it would look funny. Is Dion a sellout? Like, no, I don't think he's a sellout, right? Because a sellout is a strong word. But and another thing I also noticed too, all of my brethren, fellow HBCU folks,
To the
and
personal.
I did go to HBCU, Lincoln University, right? And I know a lot of folks, a lot of my closest friends went to Howard, Hampton, Morgan State. Like, so I know like my circle is filled with HBCUs, right? So a lot of them took it different, right? They
I took
took it
it
like
personally.
yeah, it was what Jordan say, and I took it personally,
I
right?
took it personally.
but but I've been thinking about it, right? Because I think this is a very, very, very nuanced conversation, and it is pertaining to Black wealth because Black wealth isn't just dollars and cents, trading stocks and things like that. It's about institutions. It's about what institutions we have, what institutions we're building, and also to Corey's point, what our missions are as a community. Community is part of Black wealth. That's the way we see it. That's the way Corey and I see it, and our immediate folks.
For
We look at
sure.
Black wealth holistically. We just don't care about, how much Bitcoin you got or how much money you got. It's Black wealth is way bigger than that. All right. So with that being said, I see this as two different stories. I was talking to last night. I was talking to a brother I know that covers college football. Shout out to Fred Purdue. He covers college football, and in having that conversation, as we were talking, it occurred to me in the middle of the conversation. I said, yo, we're having two different conversations. He's talking about the X's and O's of football, and I'm talking about culture, right? So when you say Dion's mission is to help Black folks, I don't even think that's Dion's mission. In my opinion, again, I don't know the man. I'm just giving my opinion
I
based
mean,
upon
from what he told us
yeah,
when he
but
was
based
written,
upon based upon things I've seen in his moves, I think Dion really wants to win at the highest level, right? And understanding that he's Deion Primetime Sanders. He played two sports and he always competed at the highest level. I think his mission is to compete at the highest level. He wants to think about this. He's arguably a top 10 player. Like I've seen people make the argument that Deion is the single greatest player to ever play football. I've seen people make the argument.
I would argue that if you don't have him in your top 10, that you have never seen a football game.
And let's not forget, Deion also was a good baseball player too. But
He
anyway,
was.
but when I think about that, I think about the fact that if he's able to go to a bigger school and compete for championships and possibly win a championship, where does that put him in the pantheon of the sport? Probably in rarefied air. I mean, it's probably a list with like Deion and Dion, right? Because when I think of the greatest college coaches of all time, when I think of the Bear Bryants and the Nick Sabans, they don't have the football resume he has playing, right?
Not
So
even close.
imagine he's able to be the player that he was and then add on to be a great coach. He's probably in a class all by himself. So part of me feels like,
I mean,
it's going to sound hype.
it's definitely ego involved. I'm not
Listen,
saying.
it's going to sound like hyperbole, bro, but he's chasing immortality at this point.
I think he's already immortal. I think he's chasing God. Like, because he's already immortal. You know what I mean? Like, Dion's already an immortal.
He wants to be a football god, right?
Yeah, he's already an immortal. Like, he's in the Hall of Fame and everything that he's ever done. He's arguably the greatest athlete of all time. Like, he's in the conversation of greatest total athletes of all time.
Him, Bo Jackson.
Him and Bo Jackson.
A couple names.
And you might be able to name 2 or 3 other
people
who are in that conversation. He's in the pantheon of greatest athletes to ever put on any kind of uniform. Yeah. And so when you talk about he's not chasing immortality because he's already an immortal.
Okay.
I think he's chasing something different. I really think he thinks that he's God called to do the things that he's doing. I don't think and when I think that's egotistical. Like when people tell me they're God called to do anything, I always think it's egotistical. Okay. But I don't think but there's nothing wrong with ego, right? Mm-hmm. People will say ego is the enemy, but ego is the thing that makes you strive for greatness, right? So it's not always the enemy, right? Mm-hmm. So it may cause you to make the wrong move sometime, and it might cause you to it may cause other people to misunderstand the mission that you think you're called to do. Mm-hmm. But at that point, you don't care, because if you feel compelled to do something, there's nothing that anybody's going to say that's going to make any amount of difference to keep you from doing it, right? And so I don't really care. Like, the reason why I haven't commented on it, because I don't care, because it's not my mission.
No, I respect that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not my mission. I think he's on a mission, and it's not my mission.
I got you. All right. Let me add a couple things to the conversation, right? Because I'm not mad at him either. And and you saw that we were in a group chat, me, you, and
yeah, I didn't even comment in that. That's how
you did. You didn't. I was talking to who was I talking to?
You talking to
Tracy, me and Tracy. Yeah, me and Tracy and Kamar. All right, so but here's what I was saying. I'm not mad at him, right? I forget the money part, because I've seen a lot of that on my timeline. Like, he was making $300. I said, forget that part. I'm not mad at him because, first of all, when someone decides they want to do something, like, at that point, if I am, like, say, an HBCU, I don't want you don't want to be here. Don't, like, go ahead and, and go succeed, right? So that's the one thing. The other part is, I'm not mad at him, but I do understand people that are upset. And I think that's the part. It's like people that are either too upset or people that are like, it's people on both extremes. But I understand being upset, because what they're upset about really has nothing to do with him as a person. It has nothing to do with the story. It's trauma from the past of this idea that the white man's ice is colder. You left one of our better institutions to go to arguably the worst school at that level right now, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of history. That's why I said this is a very nuanced conversation. I saw a pastor talk about the single savior syndrome, which is a thing. But I think it's a bigger story than football, right? When you look at what HBCUs contribute to culture, forget football.
To culture overall, you cannot. There is no great black culture without.
It's less than. I'm looking at the data. It was like less than 2. The forget what percentage of colleges are HBCUs, but they put out a majority of our professionals.
Yep.
In terms of black wealth,
they put out like 70% of our professionals, even though it's like like 3% of colleges or 2% of colleges.
All right, here's some of the data. So they make up 3% of the country's colleges and universities. They enroll 10% of all of African Americans, but they produce 20% of African American graduates. And then when you get into the sciences, it's close to 30% of anybody black that's a professional in the sciences comes from an HBCU. So what they contribute to culture is a little bit different. But that's why I said it's 2 different conversations. And a lot of times when you look at football, right? So then this is why I said it's a football conversation, a culture conversation. Because some of my football folks were like, yeah, but if my objective is to kind of quote unquote major in football or do these certain things athletically, I'm better off going to a Power 5. The counter to that is, let's look at data again. Less than 1% of people that go play at Power 5 go to the pros anyway.
Yeah,
right?
it is. The thing about being great at football is that if you're great at football, somebody's going to find you.
Yeah,
they're going to find you. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with any professional sport. If you're that great, if you stand out, you're going to get an opportunity to play at the next level. So there's like HBCUs. Deion could do what he's doing at any school. What he's setting out to do because of his name, and as you can see with the transfer portal open, Deion couldn't have did this 5 years ago, 8 years ago,
No, he couldn't.
Before the transfer portal open.
Yeah, he couldn't.
But with the transfer portal open, Deion is going to have all the bullets he want to shoot. It's just about the thing that I agree with Deion about is that he wanted coaches and he wanted to be able to create a different kind of culture there in Jackson, and he wasn't able to do it at the level he wanted to do it because he had to foot a lot of the bill. And so that's not on Deion. That's not even actually on the school. That's on us because we don't contribute as a culture. We don't contribute. That's not on Deion or the school.
All right. So I do want to push back a little bit on that, right? Because I've heard that rhetoric and I've seen that online over the last week, how we don't contribute. We contribute just as much as PWIs get contributions on a percentage basis. Actually, we contribute
on a percentage basis, but we
hold on.
The same amount of
listen, they have more students, right? They have more students, but we do contribute actually more than they contribute. That's the thing. There are a lot of people that do contribute to HBCUs. What's never talked about is this. Those schools have been underfunded systematically. Forbes did a study. It said it's more than $13 billion. And A&T got done real dirty. A&T got underfunded by like $3 billion, something crazy. But that's the part that's not talked about, how those schools have been systematically underfunded by the states and the governments. In terms of contributions, we contribute on a higher percentage than it goes to those PWIs, but we're also underfunded systematically. So it's easy to say that, hey, you could put that on the folks, but I think it's a lot deeper than that because the money that comes in, has to be allocated across everything. It's not just football. Go ahead, Corey.
So what I will say about this is that if we want something, we gotta build it, right? And so we can say our schools are underfunded by the state because they are, and the vast majority of schools are state funded. We have private institutions, but the vast majority of schools are state funded. And then if you're underfunded by the state, you're going to suffer. The thing I will say about that is that when you have a situation where you were able to attract a Deion Sanders to your school, right? Because Deion went through some issues and troubles of his own. And so I gotta say that Jackson State was his opportunity. Because he wasn't able to land another college coaching job. He was on TV and he had to leave that job because of some of the stuff of the troubles he was having.
Listen,
Jackson State did him a solid as much as he did them a solid.
Exactly. So they use each other.
I think that turnabout is fair play, right? Both sides did, but I think Jackson.
What you just said, real quick, Core, not to cut you off. What you just said, no one is talking about that, right? People look at Deion now. When Deion came to Jackson State, it wasn't out of the pros. It was after he had a scandal at what was it called, Prime Academy?
Yeah,
where they had an education scandal. And nobody wanted to touch him. No one really talks about that part of the story. So Jackson State gave him an opportunity to kind of show.
And listen, he did what he did with an opportunity, but they gave him an opportunity when everybody else was shunning him. So for that, that part of the story hasn't been talked about a lot. But the thing about where I was going with the money part of it is that Prime and people of his ilk would have, because football is the biggest money-making enterprise in sports. and that's on all levels, right? And a lot of these schools that have grown from being absolutely like nobody knew who the hell Florida State was 25 years ago, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Like they got put on the map by football.
Yeah.
Penn State got put on the map by football. The University of Alabama, the Notre Dame, all of these schools got put on by football. And so what I'm saying is that money conversation around football is a big one because that's how a lot of colleges get their funding outside of those state funded issues, those state funded things. And so the reason why a lot of black people were sad to see him go or disappointed in him leaving is because that's a secondary way to fund a school if you can't get the funding from a state funded source. And so Dion taking that opportunity to an already PWI, a lot of people were disappointed because they wanted to see how having somebody of his, his shine at a PWI would help that school. Like they wanted to see it play out.
HBCU.
They wanted to see it play out over a 5, 10, 8.
Yeah.
You know,
all right, let me add something to this conversation real quick.
Man.
That's because me, you, and Kamari did a video a while ago. All right, when we talked about Dion. And one of the points that were made, I went back and watched it, is that it was a unique opportunity because he was Dion, because Dion is such a great marketer, because Dion has this personality, but also because Dion is worth. I've seen things from $40 to $100 million, right? Yeah, so we talked about the fact that the money wouldn't be a thing, right? But I guess the point I want to make, and this is why I said this is a nuanced conversation. Do I think he's a sellout? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can't. He's chasing his dreams, right? So, do what you got to do. But I do understand the other side. That's the only point I want to make, is that I understand the other side of people that are upset. Because here's the thing, right? It's so many conversations. We talk about the amount of donations. We do donate at a higher percentage, but now we don't have as much wealth. So now we get into a talk about what's owed to us, right? You are outside of what's owed to us because we built this country. Now you're underfunding our schools, which is real data. That's not my opinion. You guys can go look it up. Yep. That's real data. And it's not just Jackson State, it's all the HBCUs have been underfunded. And it's systematic that it's been underfunded, right? So you start talking about not having the resources not being given to you that are due to you, but also us as people not having the resources to contribute to these organizations the way we would like, because we don't have wealth as a community, right? So now, historically speaking, when you look back in the day before we were allowed to go to PWIs, all of our professional athletes came from HBCUs anyway.
They did, right? Because they weren't allowed to go.
When we weren't allowed to go there, we produced our own. But now and you could talk about this outside of just football or college football.
That's with anything.
With anything, right? All of our institutions a lot of times don't succeed because we don't support them, because we have access to other folks' institutions. So that's why some people were upset, because this was more of the same in their opinion, right?
So this goes back to a conversation we have about between integration and assimilation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we integrated or assimilated?
Yeah,
integration implies that the power is equal. Assimilation means I'll give you access, but you don't have any power. And so we have access to everything, because the thing is, if we have access, now we have access to also spend. So that's why access doesn't get us anything.
Another thing I want to point out while I'm on here too is I've seen people talk about, like, look at the crowds and all that. What the people don't realize is Jackson State was drawing like 31,000 people before Dion even got there. They already had like some of the highest attendance in HBCUs. He took it up a notch. It went from 31 to 38,000. It's not like he brought everybody there. They were already rocking the way they were rocking. He did add energy to the school. He
got them contracts that they would have never even considered. So
it was one of the big beverage companies there. I think it's Pepsi or Coke. I'm not sure which one it is. Under Armour is there. He bought College Game Day there. So his work is legendary and will live on like beyond him. He did great work. So now it's up to the powers that be in that institution to figure out who to bring in past him to keep that going. You're never going to find another Dion. He's one of one. So you're not going to find Dion. But here's what's interesting.
Attracting was other high profile athletes to either come in or to coach against him, right? Because you had Eddie George coming in at another HBCU, and I think what would have happened is over time the other schools would have had to hire coaches just to keep up with Prime, which would have brought more competition and things of that nature to that. So it was a snowball effect thing happening. You know what I mean? And so I can see where those people who were upset and disappointed with him going, they were looking at the bigger picture of bringing in all of the other things, because Deion has, like, he's his own little solar system, right? And people can disrespect him and say that he's not. Deion has always been his own little solar system.
He's a 101, dog.
He's none before him and none to come. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, so if we're talking about this, right, because he's so unique, it was a unique opportunity. And so what people are really upset about is that a unique opportunity passed without taking full advantage of it.
Well, here's what I will say, right? So let's keep it a buck. There's been a lot of pandering to HBCUs lately too, outside of this, right?
I was watching Biden them because they cut the funding.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about from, like, media and culture. All right, so as a matter of fact, 2 days ago, my phone was blowing up. Lincoln was playing Seton Hall, and it was on FS, Fox Sports. Folks were like, yo, your school is like, so they're getting opportunities now that they never had in the past. And a lot of this is because of the work of Chris Paul too. Chris Paul has done a lot of work with HBCUs, right? I say that to say this. In the past, a lot of times coaches didn't get an opportunity to even come from an HBCU and go to the next level, right? With Prime bringing the attention that he brought, you might get a young coach that wants to go, like, use it as a stepping stone. Now, I don't think it should be a stepping stone. We should build our institutions to be the destination, not the stepping stone. But I could see, like, because of the work and energy that he's put into it, that you would get someone that traditionally wouldn't look at an HBCU may want to take that job now, right? Because Jackson State, a lot of folks didn't know what Jackson State was or where Jackson State was.
They couldn't have pointed Jackson, Mississippi out on a 10 minutes.
Before we finish this conversation, let me get some of these comments. Our folks are chiming in. Excuse me. Latoya says all the think pieces have been insane this week. Yeah, man. Folks been going in. I can't call anyone a sellout because I don't know their morals. GC, that's true too. That's true too. So you think it's a response to the anti-blackness he saw on the ground? Yeah, it's a lot of that. You saw a lot of that. Cookie agrees with you, Corey. That's how she sees it. Tanelia agrees with you. You can't give up when things get rough. Rock Knox says, I started playing football because of Prime. Rock with FSU till this day. Also attended FAMU, so I stand with HBCUs. I'm not mad at dude, but I'm crazy disappointed. All right, so that's fair right there. Like, I'm not mad at him, but I'm disappointed. That's fair. That's fair. Crazy part is a lot of people think that FSU is his destination, right? Right, because that's where he went. He's from Florida. I heard from someone that covers the sport that Deion actually, his ultimate goal is not Colorado either. It's in California at UCLA. That's his ultimate goal. I was like, seriously? He's like, that's what the word is, right? But so the thing is, things change, like you said, Corey. Things could change. But if that did happen, him in LA with his gregarious personality, he gonna make so much chicken.
Unbelievable. And the thing is, UCLA is moving to the Big Ten. They're not even gonna be in the Pac-12 no more. They about to get that Big Ten.
Before he gets a job like that, he would have to go here and prove himself.
He about to smack down on them cats, man. Because that transfer portal is that's different.
Oh, Mojo, your daughter is there. Okay, she's in line. That's what's up. Oh yeah. Yeah, the rest of my people went to, like, most of them went to Howard. Funny thing is, quick side note, I was going to go to Howard, but Lincoln offered me more bread, and that's just how that worked out. I got accepted to Howard and everything. I was on my way, but then Lincoln was like, "We got this chicken," and I was like, "All right, I'm over this way."
Lincoln was out there like this when Jim showed him the money.
It's what it is, man. It is what it is, man. But I support all HBCUs, man.
Factuals.
I support all of them. He was needed at the HBCU, and he sold it that way. And now he changed the narrative. Is that it's not what he did, is how he did it. I understand that perspective too. Like, first of all, it's what Corey said too, though. When you come in and say Because first he said, God called me to save HBCUs. That's a crazy statement in retrospect. He was wilding when he said it. Like he was. So I understand that perspective too. People like, dude, like you was the one, But again, watching Dion his whole career, he's a master marketer. He says things like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, and I tell you this, I think that was actually at the time he said it. I think that's what he thought. Like you after 3 years of doing something and you see, I think a lot of things weren't right. I think he was promised things that he wasn't given. And I don't
yeah.
think Dion's one of those people that stick around when promises are broken.
Yeah. Now the thing is, I've heard some of those stories. I've also heard some of those stories are false and they're being put out by his team. So I kind of shy away from that because I don't know what the truth is.
No, listen. I don't know if that happened, but
Yeah.
if he
But
feels like it happened, like it doesn't actually have to be
this
that
is
it
true.
happened.
You're
If
right.
he feels like that,
No, you're right. You're right.
Like if he
But
feels
I
like,
think at the end of the day, though, outside of all of those things, if he wants to compete for a national championship and prove that he can coach at that level, I mean, what am I to say? So Jamil says, what if it's a step for him and he wants to get an FSU, another FSU, or the NFL? He said vehemently that the NFL, because I think Latoya said that as well. Like, what about the NFL? He said that he doesn't want to go to the NFL because his words were they make too much money, so they ain't gonna listen to him.
these are the facts.
He did more than enough for the college. He did a lot for the college, right? So we're not taking away anything he did. We have to get out of the mindset of the single savior syndrome. This is what leaves us constantly disappointed when the savior leaves for whatever reason. Yeah, man, like we got to get out the way of like having heroes in general.
But I don't think with this, I don't think this was single savior syndrome. I think
he's talking about how the people see him. Like,
but what I'm saying is Dion it's a unique opportunity. So I don't think because Dion is so unique, it's different than savior. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but I think what Pastor's saying is like people putting it all on him. Like I've seen that where he was supposed to do this and bring all the other athletes. They're like putting it on him, and and that's the thing too. Like I told you, a lot of these conversations got real nasty. I'm like, man, but the one thing I was like, what are you doing, right? When you ask somebody that,
and this is why that's always my question.
Listen, man, my mom told me, listen, there's only one person you can control in this world, right? And that's yourself. So you got to focus on what you're doing, But I agree with Pass when he says that, though. He did so much for that school in these 3 years. Nobody really knows all he dealt with except him and those closest to him.
These are the facts.
What's good, Mark? God could have called him to make a difference, but you did that. That don't mean God said stay there forever. But I was laughing what Bomani said. He said God might have told him to go there. He said, but God might have told him to go to Colorado because 10% of 5 million is a lot bigger than 10% of 300,000. God want that extra tithe. This is why things that started as movements end up turning into monuments that we stand around and discuss. Also, the flip side of all this, the powers that be were quickly scared of the potential of the game changing with top recruits going to HBCUs. The easiest way to stop that is to pull the savior out. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great
you
point.
don't want all the best black athletes going to all black schools. That'll tear the whole college system down. That'll tear that shit all the way down.
That's why they're getting these payouts and lawsuits. It just happened in Maryland. Yeah. A trend of constantly being underfunded at a state level for so long also translates into being underinterested politically. Good point. Man, y'all cooking in the chat.
Yeah, y'all are.
That's very true, but he definitely outperformed that opportunity too. Yeah, and that's why I said
I don't like the way that sound though.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he hasn't lost a game in like 2 years, right? He's right. So what I'm saying is the thing about this is, which is why I keep repeating it as a nuanced conversation, is because it's not black or white. There's so many facets to this. He did yeoman's work. He did amazing work that we can't deny. He also, he literally earned an opportunity to go to a higher level because these same schools weren't giving him a chance. He went out and proved that he can recruit, right? And that's another thing. One of my homies told me yesterday, shout out to my man Tobias from down in Bama. He was like, yo, Dion is a master of using social media, right? He was like, Eddie George went to a HBCU. They're not having the same level of success. He said, but all Eddie George does is retweet people. He's like, Deion creates content. Like, so he relates to these kids in a whole different way. So Antonio says, I was at FSU 30 years ago, and they were a powerhouse even then. Was
No
that
slander.
the Chris Winkie days?
Yeah, no slander,
Or
man.
the
I
Charlie
was
Ward,
just
Charlie
saying,
Ward days.
a lot of these schools became powerhouses because of football.
Yeah, Corey spitting. Man, we're just folded in.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, man. All right. So what bothers me about the argument is that it assumes that Prime alone was going to suddenly bring the programs into the black. Because another major issue outside of underfunding is the misapplication and misappropriation of funds. That's a much larger. Oh man, we can do a whole show on that right there.
Factuals.
Great point, though, Steven, that's an amazing point. Amazing point. And shout out to Steven too, man. Chris, thank you, Chris. We appreciate you. I think he didn't realize how much work it was going to be. The missus is in the building. What's up, LaJoya?
And she changed the profile pic. She got my young boy up there.
Yeah, I peeped that. What people? Kamari, we mentioned you a couple times on the show, man. What's up, good brother? Appreciate you. He used half his salary, update the weight room, and help the football players in the school, plus he set up position to job, pass others to follow him, etc. So yeah, he did. Like I said, his work is, we can't talk about the work he did. He put it on himself. He is a con artist. Okay, so Joyce got a whole different perspective.
I mean, con artist is strong.
Yeah, that's why I gotta watch my words. Like, so I listen again. I understand why people are upset, but I wouldn't use the word sellout or con artist. I just wouldn't.
That's strong.
Because man,
that's strong.
SBF is a con artist. When you like literally steal from people, that's the con artist. Because the Bomani slander was crazy. I think the Bomani slander was like Bomani's thoughts on this were, and again, Bomani's another HBCU brother. He went to Clark. With my cousin. Like so he's an HBCU guy, right? I don't think the slander was crazy because Bomani, the thing about what Bomani said now, Bomani said this when he took the job. You can go back and check it. He actually said the same thing. He was like, yeah, Deion's like, Deion's about Deion. Like he said these things. So it's not like it's a new thought, but I thought it was kind of funny when he brought up the yeah, I mean. Yeah. So Mojo didn't like what Bomani said either. And make sure you guys go subscribe to the Finance Rebels page, YouTube page too. That's our brother over there. How much does the break-ins and misappropriation of funds from the football program to the general fund has played a part in this decision?
A little bit. I don't think it played that much of a decision.
Okay, so Pass actually answered me. He said the Charlie Ward days. I came a year after Charlie Ward is like another one of them athletes, bro.
Yeah,
think about this. Charlie Ward
he played quarterback and won a Heisman.
And then got drafted the first round of NBA. He's like, I'm not even
it was a starting point guard in the A.
Yeah, how you win the Heisman and then go to the NBA? Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
So Coach Prime is a movement. No diss to Eddie George, but he's not moving the needle, right? Because, well, again, two different personalities. Eddie George is laid back, but you got to give Eddie George credit too. Though Eddie George is actually out there trying to like change lives. Right? You coach at that level.
Eddie George took that job because Prime was there.
Yeah, he was inspired by Prime. Yeah, but the thing is, Deion is a marketer, man. Like you guys remember the music videos?
Must be the money.
No, do you remember when Deion played for the Reds, bro? I think he was in the World Series at the time, and he got on TV and was like, "I'm playing in the game today." I'll see y'all tonight. And my dude got a camera following him. He ran in a helicopter. Like Deion been on this for a while.
He played for Atlanta that night.
Deion, yeah, it was Atlanta, wasn't it? Because he played for the Reds and Atlanta, right? But anyway, Deion has been a content creator before that was a thing. Yeah, like Deion is in a class by himself, bro. Like that's what makes this a unique situation.
Like I said, man, he a universe to himself, man.
Yeah. So LaJoya talks about the 5-year projections of HBCUs. The state pulls funding away because these schools supersede expectations. That's when our schools have to lean more into private funding versus public or federal state dollars.
But that's why the football was so important, because that's a source of funding that a lot of these schools get to use on top of having that state funding, which pushes them that much further ahead, which Deion was going to help to close that gap. Because them being on TV,
but now you see why people like Joyce are disappointed, right? Because they didn't get to see it through. So I understand. That's what my whole point is. I'm not mad at either side. I understand both arguments, right? And by the way, Come on, man. It was all love, man. We only slander you when you're here. Now that you're here, we can let the slander go. But when you weren't here, we were showing you love. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Chaz, what's up, Chaz?
Hey, what's going on?
Was Santa supposed to walk on Mississippi? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
He ain't clean it too.
I'm gonna leave the water conversation alone. I saw a lot of water slander. I'm gonna leave that alone. But no, I mean, listen, this is an interesting conversation nonetheless. I was a math tutor for football study hall. Okay. Did you help Charlie Ward? I say provide necessary lip service. However, he had a platform he delivers on what he discusses. He also encouraged people to follow their purpose, not money, because the money will come according to him. People are mad when they refuse to act on their purpose, and we sell ourselves mad, but we're mad at prime. Sounds like people are not acting on their goals and expecting another outcome. Sounds personal to me. I think it's a whole lot, though. It's some of that, but I also think it's is wanting to see us build our own. Like it's a lot to this conversation. It really is. You just stand up, brother. It's a lot. You can see that happening at TSU now. Yeah. TSU in the playoff. Football at PWI funds a lot at schools. One summer when Board of Regents cut funding, the FSU athletic department funded the summer session. Damn. I was looking at something the other day. This is before Deion left. I was looking at this. I was watching the Alabama game because I like watching Alabama lose and they've been stinking lately. But
damn, bro,
my fault. I know you was a Bama fan.
You know my folks from Bama.
I know your folks from down there, but anyway, no. I'm always rooting for the underdogs, man. Georgia having a run. But anyway, I was looking up something about because they mentioned that they have the highest paid coach in the college. So I started looking that up and I started looking at the programs and just how much they have an article. I think it was from Forbes as well, where they talk about the worth of these programs. And I was shocked that Bama wasn't one after the talk they were having. You know what number one was?
Notre Dame.
Nope.
Who?
Texas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they got the high school programs make more than some of these college programs.
Texas program was worth damn near $500 million. I was like, sheesh. So when you're managing a football program, you're managing like a huge company at that level.
Yeah.
Brett Favre is happy it's happening. It took the attention off him being a thief. Yo, LaJoya, all right, to LaJoya's point, right? She says A&T and FAMU had to redo their budgets because they had millions of dollars they had to give back. So they created new programs to attempt to keep some of the money and appeal to the state bar for new degree paths and creating scholarships for people that are not black or brown. See, in that article that Forbes did, they talked about, I think it was North Carolina A&T. They said that they got underfunded by the most. They said the state stole like $3 billion from them.
Billion.
Welfare fraud. That autocorrect was crazy. Yeah. Also in Mississippi, by the way. Also, let's turn it back on the people. How many people are calling him a sellout? When was the last time they watched an HBCU game other than back in the 90s? Only to watch Grambling marching band during halftime. Or the cats who knelt with Cat boycotted but currently watch the NFL. How is Prime a sellout? Sellout is kind of strong. Yeah, he said you're managing a mini city. That's basically true.
Because like literally you're managing a college town. Like, so you're like the mayor of a college town. Like you control like you know what I mean?
Cool. But let's wrap this up, man. Neither one of us think that Deion's a sellout, man. I wish him well. I also wish Jackson State well, man. I'm always rooting for all HBCUs at all times. I'm HBCU first. For my folks out there that are upset at Deion, I get it. But my question to you is, what can we do, right? What can we do to kind of help our own institutions? What do you think, Corey?
Watch them. Because the biggest part of the funding for these schools is coming from TV money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because it's not like the stadiums only hold so many people, and you only make so much money off of merchandising and stuff like that. Really, what come down to is that TV money is what prop up these leagues and these colleges and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
so we gotta watch them when they on. We gotta turn on the tube and watch them because the ratings are going to. What's going to determine is ratings.
Tia's point too. Tia's talking again about the money that they have and what was done with the money. Because I know some folks that allegedly donated millions because Prime was there. I think we got to be honest too, though. Like we gotta have folks with integrity, and we need to make sure that we doing right by the kids, because it's really about the kids at the end of the day. So if people are misappropriating funds, they got to be held accountable too. I think that's part of it. But yeah, neither one of us think he's a sellout, man. That was just a trolling thumbnail. The thumbnail was fire though. Like, Kamari, give me credit though. The thumbnail was fire. I know that budget is huge because as part of student government, we oversaw $5 million budget just for school clubs. Damn. Yo, how you get an album off, though? How you pull that off, yo? I saw someone send it to me. I said, yo, I'm not even engaging in this because I didn't even think it was real. But then I kept seeing it. Like, yo, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone, Chris.
Got all the smoke.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. We have too many wealthy African Americans as people to invest in the HBCUs, right? So, all right. So here's what I'll say about that, right? I get where you're going with that. Not enough smoke for white folks, in my opinion. Not over this end. We got all the smoke. Yeah. But I do think that a lot of times, right, we kind of depend on our wealthy and our celebrity, and I think that kind of hinders us. And this is just my opinion.
Yep.
I think that the power is in the people, and like one of the things we do at Lincoln, right? This is a Lincoln thing, right? So Lincoln, the first, by the way, we are the first. 1854. So we have a thing where folks donate $18.54 bi-weekly, monthly, however you can do it. And that's able to raise a lot of capital for the school. And it's just literally $18.54, whether that's quarterly, monthly, bi-weekly. So it's things like that we've created as an alumni that has kind of like helped us, do some things on campus. But the power is generally in the people, man. But that's why I said it's a big nuanced conversation, because what about the money that we owe? What about the money that's already been stolen from us? Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about that?
Can we get the money that's already been taken out? Can we get a lump sum payment on that?
Yeah. In Texas, people go to the games to watch the marching band at halftime. Prairie View, them PV girls, TSU, Jarvis Christian University, Texas College. Yeah. Correct. I also said there's people too. Yeah, you did. Thumbnail is cool. Let's make it better later. Oh, that's my YouTube critique guy, man. Hey, come on, man. Let me get one off, bro. Pause. Like, stop with the slander, man.
Oh, Kamari with the slander for the HBCU.
University, man. We are a university. We're not a college, man. Stop it. Who is a better two-sport athlete, Bo, Deion, or MJ?
You can take MJ. Take
MJ off the list ASAP.
Yeah, you can take MJ off of there.
Ooh, whew. Yo, honestly, I might say Bo, yo.
Yeah, Bo was better at both sports. If you ask me, I think Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete to ever live.
His run was short, like leprechauns. But now Deion is the best at his position. Like, that's just the bottom line. I don't think Bo is the best at his position.
I honestly think Bo Jackson would have went down as the greatest running back in NFL history. Like, he was running for 1,100 and 1,200 yards in 8 game seasons. Like, he was missing half seasons and still running for a whole. Yo, man, running for a thou wow. And my man hit 30 home runs and ran for 1,000 yards in the same season.
Yeah, but again, how long did he do it?
Like 4 seasons, because he got hurt.
But that's my point. So you can't say that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I watched my man run for a thou wow and hit 30 home runs. He played. I watched that, bro. I watched that.
If that's the case, right? If that's the case, we gotta like now we having a sports conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see. So I know a guy fighting for reparations.
It's firing.
Yo, you got all the jokes, yo. That's a hard one. I say Bo. Yeah, I would say Bo too. How about people tied to our schools? That 10% can do way more than a building fund at HBCU. Yeah,
my man gave back half his salary, man. Like, what else do people want this man to do?
No. She ain't talking about him. She said, talking about people in general.
Oh, instead of time to the schools.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man.
I know you like that one, Corey.
I do, because I think churches are playing on our community.
Toya said Bo too. All right, so here we go, Kamar. You want to get into this? You want to? And I don't like the slander Cheney, right? Because Cheney gave me
They
opportunity.
get enough slander.
First of all, shout to Cheney, man, and also Cheney subscribes to our channel and follows us on social. So I gotta watch what I say. They allow me to bless their school and teach there. So I'm gonna be quiet. But what I will say is this: Cheney wasn't a university. I mean, some will say like
It
their
wasn't.
their accreditation is still up in. No, I'm gonna chill. Shout to Cheney. That's all I'm gonna say. But they weren't the first. They weren't the first university. Don't do that. Your best post had me stressed out.
Oh, I put up a post about who's the kind of best artist, visual storyteller, comedian, and it was stressing people out because they had to put their thoughts in order.
Yeah.
Anytime people got to put their thoughts in order, it's going to be a stressful situation.
Got you. All right. So, let me see. Great idea. That's like the Carter Woodson nickel campaign that raised lots of time. Yeah. Shout out to Carter G. Woodson, right? So those things actually work when you start with smaller amounts, but you get the people involved. Leon Sullivan, right? His plan.
Yo, simple plan. $10 a month.
A lot of folks do it. Bo was fire legend in my book. Yeah, but everybody's saying Bo. Yeah, I think it's Bo. Wow. They was hyped to listen to it. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
My thoughts on Jamal Bryant. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all trying to get us to slander black folks on here, and we try.
Listen, man.
We try to make it a point not to be slandered.
You start bringing up the church and some of these passes, man. You gonna set my brother off, man.
Slander black folks on this show, man.
Yo, we could talk about that offline. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Yeah, it was the first degree degrees. Yeah. Oh, you a PK? All right, so I'm doing that. Listen, man.
Too, man.
With that being said, man, folks, listen, we appreciate y'all for chopping it up with us this Friday, man. Thank you to everybody that sent me a well wish. We haven't been on in a couple weeks, but we are back. And you guys already know that what we do is we give away Bitcoin every week, other than the weeks that we weren't on. Side note, Core, another thing I want to tell you too. I got at this point, I was moving, all kinds of stuff around. I have 100% BTC now. 100%, meaning all the other little stack, all of it's going, everything.
We'll call them what's the name? We'll call them companies. We'll call those other ones.
Yeah. We'll talk after this, but I 100%, and I've been going absolutely insane with my fold card. But anyway, with that being said, do me a favor for those watching. We're going to do a random giveaway. We're going to do a random draw like we do every Friday. All you have to do is have a Cash App. If you have a Cash App, and your name is, comes up in this random giveaway, we will send you $25 of Bitcoin. We're going to give it away to 2 folks tonight. So if you want to be put in our random giveaway, just drop a 1 in the chat and we'll add you to the giveaway. Oh, we need to do a Zoom ASAP so we get Crystal. We need to bring back our chat.
Remember our Tuesday chats.
Yeah, we should jump on a Zoom and just talk crazy about everything.
I'll tell you this: we're going to do a Zoom before the year's out, and we're going to give out a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
and
man.
Information will be part of those things that we give away.
All right, let me get ready to add this, man. But thank you guys for the conversation, man. I'm glad we can agree. Hey, Kamari, man, no slander in my thumbnail, bro. But let's see. I thought my thumbnail was fire, like the plain black Dion with what I mean? Like, come on, man. All right, let's start adding some folks in here. So LaJoya was saying. All right, let's see who else is. Corey, you going to read the names out to me?
Yeah, we got LaJoya, Latoya, Sam,
all right.
Samuel.
Samuel K?
Yeah, Samuel K.
Oh, you hold it. Your fault. You got it. All right, who's next?
Tay. Cheryl Martinez. Jose Sanchez,
Sartorial
Chris
guy. What's up,
Morales,
Jose?
the Thai
Say
guy.
Crystal?
No, Chris Morales.
Oh, I know Crystal in there anyway, so.
Jamil, Tim,
Hey, Jamil,
Kahan,
appreciate you checking on me too, bro. Because you definitely were one of the folks that checked on me. I appreciate you, bro. Kahan, what else?
Rock Noxious,
All right.
and that's it.
Who?
Rock Noxious.
Really? And that's it?
Yeah.
We got like 3 times as many folks watching. Like, what's going on? I guess folks
Hey, man,
folks
they
got
don't want
chicken.
our money. Oh, Mojo.
Okay. Yo. All right, Crystal. I already had shot Latoya this message. She igged me though. Did you watch the new? I'm joking, Latoya. I'm joking. But I want to know. Speaking of like our Ratchet TV, we definitely got a lot to catch up on, Crystal. Yo, Crystal, that's because you be disappearing too, though. So I'm putting that on you. But what's the name of that joint?
Coming
The
from
new
a
joint.
dude that just disappeared for damn near a month. Talking about she disappeared.
She be out. She be out. I don't know if she be getting put in like jail on socials, but
Yo, the Facebook jail crate. That's another reason why I haven't been posting on my page that much. Because once they shot me that message talking about they was gonna put me in Facebook jail if I keep talking like I was talking, that was enough for me. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Crystal, let me know if you saw the joint called Riches on Amazon. That and it's another one. It's a joint on Hulu. It's called Reasonable Doubt. Right? These are black shows. There's a joint on Hulu called Reasonable Doubt, and every episode of the show is named after a Jay-Z song. Hold on, though. I gotta add Mojo to the list. All right, so Mojo. Let's see, Chris. All right, so we got. I think that's everybody. Right? I'm gonna read off all these names. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds if anybody wants to jump in. I'm gonna let you know who's here. I got LaJoya, Latoya, Samuel K, Tay, Cheryl M, Jose Sanchez, Crystal, Chris M, Jamil, Tim, Kahan, Rock Noxious, and Mojo. Am I missing anybody? Let me know. Oh, see, Cheryl saw them. All right, so Cheryl, both shows are fire. Yeah, see, all right, so I'm not alone. Yeah, I binge watch Riches in one day. Watch every episode. Yeah, Crystal, let me know if you saw either one of those.
I ain't see a
And
damn.
I'm gonna get. I mean, you're a righteous brother, man. You don't be in there like you know what I'm saying.
It's
You
not
be
about
watching.
righteous. Oh, I watch ratchet stuff, but like those shows don't have violence, so I don't watch them.
I did have Mojo here, so Mojo was in there. Yeah, you're a righteous brother, man. You be watching like Hebrew, what's it, Hebrew, the Negroes, whatever it's called.
No, no. That's just no.
You
Like
be watching docs. All right, let me stop before we get attacked. Listen, does anybody else want in it? That's it. We can get this thing popping, man. Listen, the rules are this. If you win, shoot us a message. Shoot me a personal message, Corey a personal message, or by the hood. You could do it on any platform. Just shoot us a message, and we will send you the Cash App this evening. You'll have your winnings. We will be back here next Friday. I'm not sure if we're gonna drop a pod this Wednesday or not. We haven't dropped one in 2 weeks. We may, take another week off and just
yeah,
record a couple joints to get the new year started. But
yeah.
let's be on the lookout for that though, man. Like, stuff's been crazy, but we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. So with that being said, let's get ready. Let's spin the first wheel. Good luck to everybody.
Yo, I need a chiropractor, bro.
Is that bad, bro?
Yeah.
What happened?
Hey, man, I probably just slept wrong. I'm old, bro.
Yeah, it's part of getting old, brother. Chris M with the W.
Chris Morales.
All right, so
shoot us a message, Chris.
All right, so Chris, shoot me a message. We're gonna take care of you. Let's remove Chris. We got one more to go. Good luck to everybody. And again, please share our YouTube, Facebook page with your peoples. We're by the hood on all platforms. Let's go. Good luck. Oh, that was close. Sam. So we got Chris and Sam. So Sam, shoot us a message. Get that to you this evening. Thank you to everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. You got any other words you want to say before we got here, good brother? Corey said, if you got a chiropractor, hit him up.
Yeah, I'm deadly serious about that.
I don't have one, bro. I don't know. I know you want. I know you want a black person as a chiropractor too. But
No, you know I
anybody
don't
know
want.
any black chiropractors?
You know I don't want no flowery hands on my back, bro.
Anybody got a chiropractor in the tri-state area, man? Hit us up, man. Corey needs some help. You need to get readjusted, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I definitely don't want no. I
them.
don't need no alabaster touching my skin, bro.
Yeah, be careful. And LaJoya said you better not be on one of them IG pages with them. You know how them chicks be on IG pages giving them crazy
Having the back cracked by the IG model.
Yeah, they be sitting up there, you know what I mean, all crazy. Yo, some of them
moaning and groaning like somebody
yo,
just
the
top
sisters
me
and the
off.
brothers. Y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill with them social media massages, man. Y'all be wilding, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Moaning
Hey,
and groaning
man,
like they just got topped off.
Latoya, don't forget, you gotta watch those shows. It's Riches and Reasonable Dollars on Hulu, and Riches is on Amazon, man. Anyway, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week. We love y'all. Stay in tune with us, y'all. Peace.